the throat. He's like, my throat got smashed in Vietnam.
Really?
Yeah, but only like for like a split second.
Wow.
I was actually watching today. Someone was, or because I'm into the obviously I'm into the analog horror scene. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, you are.
Um,
JD's into the analog horror scene.
and
Everybody.
like there's this YouTuber that's like the South Park analog horror series is very good because it doesn't do news broadcasting. It doesn't do random jump scares. And it's not overly gory. It's very good. And literally, that analog horror is all of those things. Like people in the comments like, "Bruh, you listed at the
So you
very
don't
beginning."
like
Yeah,
analog horror,
I no,
is what it's saying. Like that guy's saying.
yeah. Well, no, he clearly does, but he was just like, "Yeah, it doesn't do any of this stuff." Anyways, here's exactly this thing that does exactly that. But I like analog horror, but it is a lot of like, that kind of stuff, like silence, then scary JPEG. You know what I mean? Um, Whereas like some analog horror is very good, but it's all about striking that balance. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the spookies.
Yeah, because I'm a bitch and I'll get scared.
Well, you could do horror games that I like barely can. Like I barely got to the Evil 7.
Are you serious? Are you being for real?
Yes,
Dude,
well, like the end portion of the game.
I'm like,
It's like
that's what's so fucking stupid about me.
but like the beginning is like terrifying to me. I'm like, fuck that.
Like my brain is so broken because I can play like Resident Evil even now
Mhm.
and not be terrified. Like especially now because I know it's fucking goofy.
Yeah, or I'll talk about this for a little bit, um, just because. But I think last week or something like that, I watched Talk to Me. Which
Oh, how was that?
wait, did I talk about this on stream?
Nope, you did not. How
Oh,
was
okay.
it?
It was really good. Like the best horror movie this year and probably the past 5 years since maybe Hereditary. Hereditary is really good, but nothing past Hereditary has really like got me hyped up on horror. But this is very very special. It's done by YouTubers, Rhonda
I
Don
heard about
or
that.
something like that. They're like Australian. It's very very good. Um, More drama horror than like you know like don't expect jump scares, which I respect out of the film because this could easily be a jump scare filled um, movie, but the filmmakers were like, no, we want to make this a actual story instead of just being like, oh, there's some quiet ooga booga, you know what I mean? Like, which a lot of horror movies do in general. But yeah, this was pretty quality stuff. Um, Handles some dark topics. Basically, the premise of the movie, you can't see it in theaters now. It's out in theaters because it got buried by Barbie and Oppenheimer, obviously. But it still made its money back, and they're making a sequel, which is great. Um, the basic concept of the movie is Peter keeps sneezing and
Yeah,
interrupting me,
because
and then
you little
I
bitch.
get increasingly more angry
Mm-hmm.
at the circumstances. No, so basically, uh, it centers around the lead actress on screen, which fun like she's going places. Like she really does carry this film.
Sophie
Sophia
Wilde.
Wilde, yeah. She's got like a Tony Collette's career after this. Like she's gonna blow up soon. But basically, her mom recently dies, and then in this world, they don't expand on it too much. Like everyone knows that spirits exist, but basically, like they don't like. There's no politicians on screen. Like the recent Ghost Fund, like you're just supposed to accept in this world. People generally know that like you can talk to spirits and stuff like that. And the way you talk to spirits is this little mannequin hand that supposedly was cut off from a gypsy. So the hand belongs to a gypsy, and then they wrap it in like this
Okay.
uh, I don't want to say concrete. I don't know the material, but like statuesque
They
clay.
wrap
I
it up.
guess clay.
They wrap it
Let's
up
just
in
say clay.
clay.
Um, and when you hold the hand, you say "talk to me," and then a spirit shows up and just looks at you, and then you have to say, "I let you in," and then the spirit, for a brief second, like or for 90 seconds, goes into your body, and then like it basically the whole metaphor is it's a vice. So drinking, drugs, anything like that, like that's supposed to be what the hand is like a symbol of that, and how like people can get addicted to that kind of stuff. Because obviously the main character, her mother recently passed away, so then all of a sudden she starts to see her mom, and I won't spoil anything past that, but it was very, very good. More drama, like there's horror elements, but it is a drama, kind of like Hereditary. But it's not afraid to go places either and tackle subjects pretty mature, honestly. Um, and it's very surprising because like this is a first, like the directors, this is their first feature length, and like immediately when it hit the scenes, A24 was like, "Yo, we'll pick it up right now." Because originally they didn't say which studios, but other studios were like, "Yeah, we like this idea, but what if we make it like a little more hip? What if there's TikTok?" And they were just like, "Oh God, like, are we gonna have to sell our souls for this project?" And then
Yeah.
like A24 is like,
No.
"I got you, bro. Come here."
No, you
So
ain't gotta sell your souls.
yeah, um, so really, really good, and I can't wait for the sequel. These guys seem
Are
to
they
know what they're
actually
doing.
making a sequel?
Yep, yep. It was announced. Talk to me, and you bet your ass where that TO is. There's going to be the hand. Ooh, that's shaped like this. That's the two. Because talk to me. Talk to me.
That would be awful.
No, it'd be cool.
No, it wouldn't. It'll make it super goofy.
No. Well, in some aspects it is goofy, but like this movie also, like, it's not like totally bleak and stuff. It's like there is some humor and stuff like that. And all the teenagers are very genuine. Everyone gives a great performance. Even the kid actors give a great performance. Like overall, it's really good. Everyone should check it out if you're into it. But that's my spiel. Overall, I give it a recommend out of 10.
All right, I will never watch it because I'm a
I
little
know.
bitch, but I will definitely play the next horror game I see. Oh fuck! I always do that. I always do that. I always, in case anyone cares, I always have the stream up on our other monitor. That way we could like see how it's doing.
Mhm.
Um, and I always press.
Wrong fucking button.
Always on the wrong. I'm always on the wrong window,
Yeah, you always click on the wrong fucking window.
and
Like,
and
like,
I
what are we, like amateurs or something?
yeah. Speaking of amateur hour here, I mean the last Ronin. Am I right? What a bunch of amateur video game. What a fucking amateur piece of
Well, it
shit.
is being developed by THQ Nordic, so
You
I
act like
like
they've
those games.
you act like they've never made a good video game before though.
THQ, don't they do the kids game?
No, it's a
Another.
really good video game.
Oh, all right. Maybe I'm wrong.
I can't.
I don't know
fucking
who I'm
hear
thinking
it.
of. That's cool, man.
Oh, you know why?
This is a great stream.
Because like I'm not a good streamer, dude.
No,
That's why.
pretty clear.
Thanks, man.
Really now you suck ass.
Wow, this is so scary.
It's not supposed to be scary.
I'm so scared right now.
You're not supposed to be scared.
Yo, which one is that?
Well, I know.
I wonder which turtle it is.
I know, but I'm not gonna.
You know that? I thought they tell you when he dies.
Foreshadowing, like if you read the comic, this is the areas where the turtle.
Except for the last one because he's the last Ronin
I'm very excited for this
in
game.
development. Does he actually fight robots?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. So basically, like, oh, that's actually a pretty dope animation. But I guess to keep story short, 3 of the turtles die. 1 is left, and he sets out on his journey to kill the Foot Clan's leader, which is Shredder's grandson. I don't remember the fucking character's name. He's not really important. It's mostly just like more character-driven story. I won't spoil which turtle it is, the last turtle, because I think this game is going to play that up very much. Whereas like the first issue of the comic, it pretty much tells you blatantly.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, like by the end of the first issue, it's like, hey, blank. You know what I mean?
I thought you told me they haven't ever revealed it yet.
For the game.
I thought in the comic. I thought when we went to the store, we went to a comic store. JJ used to bring me to a comic store before his boss fired me, and he talked about this comic because he really likes it.
Mhm.
Obviously, it looks really good.
Mhm.
And I thought you mentioned to me that they never revealed which turtle it is.
No, I
Maybe
think
it was
you
a
may have
different.
misread it.
Maybe it was a different. Maybe it was
It
my
might have been
other
a different
girlfriend.
one. Or maybe I might have been talking about the IDW series. No, no, no. I was talking. No, I know what you're saying. I was talking about the Image series where like one of them becomes the Shredder. You don't know which one became the Shredder. That era of Turtles comics sucked. It was a real bad.
Gotcha.
But this is good. It's developed by Nickelodeon, so everyone's hoping for M rating, but it's probably going to be T.
It'll probably be M rating. I don't see why it wouldn't. The comic, if
No,
the comic
Nickelodeon's
is,
brand is right there, so I don't know. And not even the comics 2 rated M. It's just a lot of one of the turtles tries to, or I'll say one of the characters tries to commit suicide. I don't know if or unaliving in Minecraft. I don't know if Nickelodeon wants to put that all out there. They might just skim over the scene, but it's a pretty important part of the story that helps motivate the character later on. But who knows? It could be really good. I'm very hopeful for it. They said they're drawing inspiration from the recent God of War games, so that'll be interesting to see. You'll probably have different play styles. Like basically, the Last Ronin in this masters all of the Turtles' weapons, so he knows how to use the sword. He
yeah,
knows how to use size, right? Is that
yeah, size.
size? The bow staff and nunchucks.
So you can't tell at the beginning of the story
Right.
which
Yeah,
turtle it
and
is
he's got a
until.
black bandana, so you can't tell. But yeah, no, I'm super hyped for this.
By the way, would you like a beer, JJ?
Oh yeah, yes, I would.
This isn't Anime on the Rocks, but
But I feel
fuck
like being
you.
an alcoholic. Uh,
Which one? Which one do you want? I know you like
which one do you
Stella's,
want?
right?
I do like Stella.
Then I'll let you have the Stella.
Oh, thanks, thanks, babe. I hate the wrapping though. This shit's so stupid. Let me just open my beer.
I opened mine
How'd you open it? Wait,
with my mouth.
did you actually?
Yeah, you couldn't see it on the stream.
What the fuck?
Here, I'll show you. I have the stream up on my phone.
Damn, not even I know it. Strong ass teeth.
No, they're very weak.
Yeah, mine too.
My teeth are definitely going away when I'm in like my 80s. I'll need
Amen,
dentures,
brother.
bro.
Cheers to that, brother.
Um, but I've been trying to read this. I just have to because I don't want to bother your ass to.
Well, I
read
don't
it.
have a physical copy,
So then I'm gonna
I
just
can't be.
fucking, you know,
Um,
ahoy maybe.
do a One Piece.
Do a One Piece and find the One Piece.
Find the One Piece. Find the.
Speaking of, didn't the Gear 5 just finally get revealed in the
Yeah,
show?
it's an anime. Yeah, it's very well animated. It's awesome.
It used a lot of. I watched the clip. It's very goofy.
Yeah, well, because like literally, it's inspired by Tom and Jerry,
Oh, really?
and Luffy himself is pretty much a Tom and Jerry character.
Okay.
Like his actions, his facial. Like Oda has not been shy in being like, yeah, I really like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, I
I
like,
like Looney Tunes and stuff like that.
but I was
I like it
very.
because it's not just a generic like. Now I'm super serious and powerful. Instead, this motherfucker jumping around like, woo! I'm having a fucking time.
I was a
love
little bit surprised, to be honest. I didn't know that's stupid,
Oh,
but
are you gonna be a party pooper?
no, I think it's cool. I'm not saying it's dumb. I was shocked. That's all. I was shocked. I don't think it was
Well,
a
you
bad
didn't, so
idea.
you didn't go into anything knowing about Gear 5, like besides knowing its existence.
I happened to see it on, like, I saw it on like a wiki,
Oh, okay.
and that's it. I haven't.
Yeah, God forbid if you ain't caught up with the manga on One Piece. Although apparently they're saying that when the One Piece is actually revealed, that they're gonna have the anime and manga catch up to it at the same time, which I don't know how that's gonna work for us overseas, but
They'll
yeah,
probably just stop producing the manga for a while until it catches up.
maybe.
If
Or the anime will just like be like, by the way, it's this.
what's his name? What's his name? The mangaka
Oda.
Oda probably will say like, "All right, I have like 2 chapters left.
Oh, did
Catch up."
you ever? You said at the Berserk stream you would start picking up One Piece. Maybe did you pick it back
No,
up
I
or not?
back
Yeah, you're a fucking coward.
Not that I'm a coward. I just like I'm being so dead ass when I say. You know what I picked up? I picked up Claymore.
Claymore's good. I like Claymore.
I do not like Claymore.
It's Diet Berserk. Well, you just finished reading Berserk.
No, I can read. Like I was reading Chainsaw and I was like, yes, it's fun. But like the most recent chapter,
You know what? Chainsaw for me, as much as
so slow,
fucking slow,
so slow.
so fucking slow, man. I'm waiting for us to get to the point. I've been waiting for a while.
Like the most recent chapter had like a the sword guy who appears for 2 seconds
Yeah.
in the arc where Makima fights the Chainsaw Devil, and you're just like Denji. We're all just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
And like I only knew that because I looked back at the wiki, and the wiki was like, or not the wiki,
Well, apparently the
Reddit.
mangaka has said like, I don't want to keep drawing this. It's really draining on my mental health. And actually,
Has he really?
yeah, and actually the Black Clover creator is switching to Shonen Genji, I think it's called, where instead of every week or week or two for Shonen Jump, it's every 3 months. He comes with a chapter, so in the span of a year, it's only gonna be 4
For
chapters.
Black Clover?
Yeah, but obviously, like,
are you caught up on that?
Oh, Black Clover is doing the My Hero arc currently right now better, like phenomenally more.
I don't
it's
agree with that.
Much better pacing.
I do not.
No, the My Hero pacing is garbage.
No, the pacing sure, but I do not agree. It's better. I do not agree. I do not agree. It's better.
Yeah, it's better. Wait,
bro,
are you caught up to Black Clover?
Yes, I am. I'm caught up to Black Clover.
Dude, it's way better.
I do not agree.
People were hesitant because, like, yeah, like Wano just ended, and then it was feudal Japan right after, and people were like, "God fucking damn it." But no, I love Black Clover more than My Hero. I can say that definitively. It is a better shonen than My Hero.
I'm glad you think it's
so
better.
Fucking bored with My Hero. I never want to watch that shit or read it ever again.
I think the problem for me with why I don't like Black Clover right now is because, and I can't spoil it because my brother is here. He really likes Black Clover.
Yeah, it's good,
but it's too easy right now.
Anyways.
I got healing powers that'll reverse people's death.
My Hero, so
we don't know that yet.
Oh, sure we don't.
Do not know that.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
They did just kill a major character.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure he's gonna stay dead.
Her. Are you caught up with it?
What, My Hero?
Yeah.
I might be a chapter or two behind. I don't know.
Okay. So a character dies, and that's it.
Sure.
Like officially dead.
Sure.
2 characters technically. The other guy's dead. They're all villains. They're all villains.
Yeah. Anyways, what did you want to say about? Oh, I'll say mine real quick.
Yeah.
My parents watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and you know what they said to me? They're like, "That was the worst movie I've seen in a while." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
I'm gonna be honest. Like if we're gonna be
really bad,
if we're gonna be super objective, if you don't care about the characters or the story or anything, it's a bad movie because you don't care. It's a generic Marvel movie. But here's why I wanted to talk about Guardians.
Man, we're just disagreeing on everything.
Here's why I liked about watching Guardians 3, because I remember last time I was very.
Well, you could say that statement to any Marvel film. If you don't care about Captain America, you're not going to like the movie. If you don't care about Iron Man, you're not going to like the movie.
And it's the same thing here. I don't think this movie stands alone if you don't. And this is why I wanted to bring up Guardians, because it does tie into our conversation about Spider-Man Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't care about the characters, because the point of this movie is closure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't care, then there's no closure. This movie can't stand alone. I don't think this movie can stand alone, especially at the end. The last hour, definitely.
Because it's a sequel.
But there are sequels that stand alone. Like I guess
that is true, like Aliens and Terminator.
Yeah, there are sequels that do not need the crutch of the first movie to make you want to watch it. Like Empire Strikes Back is a great example. Does it have a cliffhanger, and do you need to know the characters at the beginning to understand what goes on? Yes. However, the whole rest of the movie is enjoyable without having any knowledge of the first movie.
It's just very funny because of my stance on
you don't like Star Wars, so it's like it's fine.
I do like Star Wars.
No, you don't.
I just think there hasn't been a single actually good movie that is Star Wars. There have been good
You're
Star Wars
wrong.
movies, but not actual films that have been good. I'm not commenting on the special effects and the originals and stuff. Just as a movie by itself,
Dude, I can
not
just.
really
We're
good.
not gonna have this. But the reason why I bring up Guardians is because I remember the last time we talked about Guardians, I felt like I was a little harsh on the movie.
Yeah.
And after watching it a second time, I was like, all right, the first, for me at the very least, the first like half an hour
Mm-hmm.
doesn't really grab me until I get to Counter Earth. And I'm like, here we go. I actually really like the last like hour and a half of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's a lot.
I haven't
It's
rewatched
really, really
it,
good.
so I don't know, but
Like when Rocket comes back, I was like, yeah, hype time, baby. Time to go. And when Rocket comes back, you know how much left of the movie is? An hour. It's to an hour after Rocket comes back. So there's so much fucking more. And I was really and it was really hype.
Yeah.
But another reason why I like this movie is because, and the only other reason I bring it up is in direct comparison to Spider-Man Lotus. Yes, complete fucking difference between multi-million-dollar
and evil monopoly.
Yeah, obviously there's two different things. However, I think the story that they are trying to tell in both have similarities to the aspect of asking the viewer to remember things
and care.
and care. So with Guardians, I kept saying I understand why your parents don't like it because they don't care
Yeah.
about these characters. So for them, it doesn't feel like a movie.
My parents just have bad movie opinions overall.
No, but I bet you if I showed my mom,
No,
she'd think it's
you don't even
good.
understand. You don't even understand.
I bet if I showed my mom Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, she'd be like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
Like, is that you, Mom? No, it's Joe. Like we watched Glass Onion, me and my mom.
Yeah.
And she was like, it was interesting. Like,
yeah,
I knew she didn't fucking like
I didn't love it either, honestly. I thought the menu was better. We already had that conversation.
No, yeah. But I'm saying in general, like, overall, the Glass Onion's a good movie. Like, objectively, it's a good movie, not a bad movie. Is it pretentious? Sure. Like, whatever. It's a good movie.
Listen, it all depends
Nothing
on
compared
what
to
you
Knives
think.
Out.
It all depends on what you think of Ryan Johnson's humor. If you like Ryan Johnson's humor, then
yeah,
you're gonna like it. But me, I don't.
But
so,
regardless, I think with this movie, it does a better job at establishing the characters because it takes a lot of time to make you see the relationships that have grown between all the movies. But then on top of that, develop new relationships, like obviously the new Gamora. We don't know this Gamora as much as we want to believe, just like Peter Quill. We want to believe it's the same Gamora, but it's not. And they do a really good job developing her relationship with the rest of the Guardians.
Yeah.
And then same thing. We've never really seen Fraglin and Cosmo relationship unless you've seen the holiday special. And their relationship is really well done. Even though it's small, the relationship is very well done and it pays off.
Yeah.
And then of course, there's the relationship that we've never seen between Peter and Nebula. That's a good relationship. There's a lot of trust between them. That you wouldn't expect because at first you're like, what? Oh, because you're remembering Nebula was a villain and then he was gone for 5 years. But they've developed a really good relationship because she was pretty much like in charge when he was gone and now he's back and they kind of work together. And then of course there's Rocket and the whole group. There's like a lot of dynamics that feel so well made. And then Spider-Man Lotus. So the reason why I think these two are similar is because Spider-Man Lotus, and I wrote fucking notes during this because I was like, I need to talk about this movie.
Of the moment.
I need to talk about this movie because
did you notice the audio issues?
No, I didn't notice that.
How did you not?
What I noticed was the fucking color grading.
Oh, the lighting and color.
The color and the lighting and the light. Yeah, the lighting is really bad.
Yeah, which they, to be fair to them, they probably edit the movie, all in Premiere. So, not the best.
Hey, look, you say that, and then the best film that came out last year was all edited in Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
So you can't use that as a crutch.
Well, those are experienced filmmakers.
I doubt it. I doubt they use Premiere. You want to know why? Because one of my notes, I literally
What, for
said,
this movie?
yeah,
Oh,
I actually think they use a different program. Because you know what? One of my last final notes was, dude, this movie is pretentious.
really?
I think this movie is so pretentious because it
Really?
tries to tell you that it tries to act like it knows Spider-Man
Yeah, when it does not.
when it has a really bad interpretation of Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it the creator Gavin J. Knopp has no understanding of who Spider-Man is
Mm-hmm.
because there's elements of that.
Clearly, he's read Spider-Man comics, as we'll get into.
Yeah, but I think there's a huge misconception on the character,
Mm-hmm.
especially like you see it here in this scene. He's talking to a child,
Mm-hmm.
especially in this scene, bro.
Yeah.
So I wrote a lot of notes, and one of them was that I think here's the one that like
God damn, he's got a lot of notes.
that really got me like really pissed off. It was like
You don't want to start at the beginning of your notes?
No, because the beginning of my notes is sponsored by European Toyota. they use CGI to show like a car driving, and the car has European license plates.
Mm-hmm.
It's all CG. It's not real. I'm gonna be honest. The only good CGI in this whole movie is when Spider-Man is swinging.
Also,
like I'm not gonna lie, that was actually really good.
When Spider-Man's playing that video game with the kid, it says copyright 2008, and Gwen was born in this film in 2005.
Yeah,
and
no,
Peter and her are probably the same age. So
don't even remind me of the inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Because the whole time when you're in this kid's room,
Mhm.
it's like none of this makes sense
Mhm.
if Peter's like 20 years old right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And Gwen died in 2022.
Like a year ago.
And
no, I thought it said 2023.
2023. Yeah. So
all right, where do you want to start?
So
should we start visual?
Actually, say
editing problems.
I actually want to say,
character.
What did
story.
you like about this movie?
I like the suit. I genuinely do like the suit.
I thought the suit wasn't that bad.
I
thought
really
all
good.
the suits were fine. I didn't like the Green Goblin suit. It was obviously
that one was really bad.
Yeah. It was obviously a mask, but the Spider-Man suit and then
like both of them.
And then the
Electro
suit was really good too. Electro at the beginning of the movie. Shocker, whoever. I thought it was fine. JJ's like, dude. JJ's like, dude, don't make me get on my racist rant about how they don't age Spider-Man up.
All right, well, we might as well start there, right? Speaking of racism.
Oh yeah, there's a big controversy around this movie before we get really into what we like about the movie.
Yeah, and I
don't know jack shit. All I know is that he said some unkempt things, the director, and people don't like him for it.
Okay, so I don't know in detail what they said, but essentially they use the N-word in a lot of Discord messages.
Recent, like during production of this, or was it old?
I believe so, yes, because they mentioned like, because in the messages as well, they were like, oh, like the MCU Spider-Man is trash, you know, and then after that somehow they dropped the N-bomb in there. I don't really remember, because this was Twitter drama from a while ago. A year or so ago, while the movie was still in production.
In 2021, screenshots of racist social media posts allegedly from star Warden Wayne circulated online.
Also the director.
The actor who was to play Peter Parker confirmed their legacy and their legitimacy. I can't read. Legitimacy and release an apology.
Yeah. I mean, some of the screenshots were when they were very young. So, not that I'm excusing that, but some of those weren't, I don't want to say weren't relevant, but like was before this film even came into production. But there are also screenshots of them saying that stuff still during production. So apparently they didn't learn all that much, as much as they claimed. Yeah, it's just a messed up situation. Because Spider-Man is supposed to be this bastion of hope and accepting of everyone, and definitely not using those slurs. including the gay slur.
I'm gonna be honest though, this Spider-Man was not good.
No,
This Peter Parker was really bad.
no, but that's essentially the end of the controversy and stuff.
They're racist,
Yeah,
but at that point,
maybe they learned
a
a lesson
lot.
from this. Maybe they don't. I don't know, but that's not my decision to forgive them because we are white, so we can't really, or gay, so we can't really say that you shouldn't be offended or you should be.
I agree. I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't
it's not really our
think you.
place.
If you don't want to watch this movie because of that, more power to
More
you.
power
You didn't watch a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like, good job.
We
But
watched this because there was nothing else really in the news. So
yeah, there really wasn't much to talk about.
Yeah.
And this is honestly like as surprising as much as like the controversy around it. A lot of people have been expecting high things for this movie
Yes.
since it was revealed that they're making it.
because basically they released a like pilot trailer for it, and then after that they were like, "Hey, I think it was Kickstarter or one of those sites was like, hey, we need this amount of money in order to make this like a full length feature," and then like it just got so many backers and stuff. Like it went way over what they initially asked. So
Damn, did all that budget go on the opening crawl?
right,
All that budget go on the opening
which
crawl?
this is the best looking fan film,
Sure.
probably
Sure.
because it's not shot on a Canon camera.
They probably
or
bought
something
like a good
that.
camera,
They
but
probably
they don't know how to
there's
color
probably
grade it
some black magic
and
stuff in there.
post. They don't know how to do post production or a good job. Not saying that we're any better.
Black magic meaning the
camera.
not not like
They actually
Yeah.
used dark magic.
yeah not
They're a bunch of Baldur's Gate
maybe-
characters.
yeah. They had sex with a bear or something. I don't know.
So, is there anything else that you liked about the movie? I thought the opening crawl wasn't that bad, but what I didn't like about it was a substitute for the plot.
What you mean crawl? You mean
The-
like with the pictures and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
the opening.
Yeah, because they explain it later on in the movie, so it makes it like okay.
So why
Get
don't we
ready
just
for
see
that for the next 15 minutes of the
Not just 15
like
minutes,
over
the
and
whole
over and over and
fucking
over and
movie.
over and over and over. It's a repeat of the first 15 minutes of the fucking thing.
Oh my god, I remember why I wrote
What
this.
else do you like about it? Acting, anything?
I said like I said, the CGI in terms of the Spider-Man swinging isn't too bad. I actually think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Like for a fan film,
like this
that
is
was not bad.
really like the people who did
Otherwise,
the CG,
dude, the CG in the rain, fuck,
the opening scene with the car chase.
dude, that shit was so bad.
Yeah, the rain too. Yeah, the rain was
so
pretty
bad.
Again, we have to forgive somewhat because it is a fan film, so they don't have like studio stuff. But they did have backing and budget, so. But I feel like a lot of that definitely went toward the CG. Like this is the best CG you're gonna get from like a non-professional studio. Well, not even really, because stuff on YouTube like looks amazing, and I don't think the software they use are professional grade stuff.
I mean, what they could have
I
done?
don't know.
It probably would have cost them more money, but they could have made this like an animated thing.
Oh, that would have cost way more money.
Yeah.
Animation is like fuck you amount of money.
All right. Anything else? Anything good for you? Anything that you liked? Like, I don't want to rag on this too hard in terms of like the concept.
Yeah,
I want to make sure you
we're
guys.
gonna separate from the controversy.
This
We're
is
just talking about the film.
This is coming from a place where it's like I can respect people that want to make a fan film.
Yes, I respect them for trying at this. It's very ambitious, especially with all the copyright stuff that could be involved in this. I'm surprised that Marvel and DC have just left this thing still up. It's surprising any
Especially
fan
after
film.
the controversy.
Yeah, it's surprising any fan film is still up. You know, because Disney you would think would be notorious for being like fuck you or steal their monetization, but they definitely did.
We don't know that. We do not know that. They could have tried to monetize this video, and they could have very much been fucked. By copyright.
Yeah, but it is kind of ironic. Like after the video was uploaded, all of a sudden the director's like, "Thanks a lot, guys," and he's in Disney World. So people are joking like, "Damn, he just used you guys' money to go to Disney
He
World."
used the money to go to Disney.
Um,
So if there really isn't much else we liked about the movie, I want to jump in with this comment I made. This is trying to make me cry, but I don't feel anything since like I don't know this version of the characters.
Right.
It's kind of lame.
See,
And I specifically wrote that in the scene where they have I forgot to mention, I did actually like this. I liked the candid, like the scene where Peter's watching the old clips of all of them.
Okay.
I thought it was well made. Like I thought they did a really good job, like actually making it feel like they all hung out and did things.
Hmm.
However, I don't feel shit
Right.
because I don't know these people.
That's the
And
problem with that scene is because now after Gwen's death, they're showing this, and it's like, okay, but I only know her from a scene prior. Like, I don't like unless if you were a Spider-Man fan, like then you know, oh, I'm supposed to feel this way because this is Gwen Stacy. Like this movie very much expects you to be like, oh, this is Gwen Stacy, the dead girlfriend. But like if you're just some show schmo who doesn't know anything, you'd be like, wait, why'd the blonde girl die?
yeah,
Like if you're out of the loop about the iconic Gwen Stacy death, which is only iconic in like nerd crowds, then you're like, oh, all right, I guess she's dead now. Like for me, I don't know if it would have made no, you know what? It would have made the pacing better because this film is very boring. Like instead of just having like the one scene at the beginning, where it's him possibly proposing to Gwen and then just having some flashbacks and stuff, they should have had it where either the majority of the beginning of the film is him hanging out with Gwen and getting into shenanigans and stuff, or like have it like while he's going through a depressive episode, then he has a memory of Gwen or something. Just so like the 2 hour movies doesn't feel like we're fucking dragging and there's something interesting happening. You know what I mean? Like as corny as that sounds, it is a way to fix it to keep your audience more engaged because a lot of the scenes are just repeat the same over and over again. But
it's
that's my take on that.
it's another thing I wrote was I don't get this movie. Let's retell the origins of Spider-Man, which he does in this scene with the little fucking kid.
Yeah.
But also let's use the knowledge that we know the viewers will have on Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy's death.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the whole thing about this movie. It's trying to say, "Oh, you know about." I was like, I was texting him in the middle of this. I was like, "Yes, I've read Spider-Man
Spider-Man
Blue.
Blue, yeah.
Like, I know how he
A
feels."
lot of the lines are delivered directly from that too, as well.
And I'm like, I've read it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, then don't treat me like an idiot who doesn't know
But the
Spider-Man's
thing with
origins.
Spider-Man Blue is like it still had happy moments. Like they had the moments where like um, Peter and Harry get their new apartment, and Harry's throwing a huge party,
Yeah.
and all Gwen and Mary Jane care about is when Peter's showing up. But Peter's in the middle of fighting, I think the Vulture at that
Hmm.
point and stuff like that. So like, there's that fun like Spider-Man moment, like, oh boy, I gotta get over there, but I can't because, and it's played up like fun, like, oh boy, and it's like, oh bummer, I missed it. Oh well. Whereas like this one's like, I can't believe I missed that birthday party. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh,
I'm a villain.
I'm a
I'm
villain.
so stupid.
I'm gonna go yell at this kid with cancer, be like, I'm a piece of
Oh my
shit.
god. I wrote trauma dumping on a kid. This isn't Peter. He's literally trauma dumping on a child. If this was actually Peter Parker,
Uh-huh.
he would
He
have
would have
tried.
the front up.
He would have been smiling the whole time. He wouldn't have broke. And I also wrote this. Bro showed his face to the dying kid because he knew the kid would die before he could tell anyone. He literally was like, I'm Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, wow. And then I'm like sitting there, I'm like,
And then you just see him whip the plug. What are you doing, Spider-Man?
I'm just sitting there, I'm like, he knows the kid's gonna die, right? Like it's the only
That's the
reason
why he showed up.
It's the only reason he showed
Also,
his
where did
face.
this letter come from? Did I miss that part? So basically,
The letter came from Mary Jane.
right, but
When
how does Mary Jane know this family or
You don't know because it just happens. That
right.
doesn't. It's not even talking about. She's like, you got to go to this mentally ill.
Yeah, you gotta go cheer this kid up.
So I wrote a couple. No, you want to see? I want to just go over my notes real quick.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So, like I said, sponsored by European Toyota. We both were pretty chill about the mask. I think the worst part of the mask is that they didn't like the suit. I should say the Spider-Man suit.
I think
We both liked it, bro. Do some ADR. The muffled mask is so funny.
It is hard to understand.
He's talking through the mask, and it's like it's clear that in like the live action movies or the high budget movies, they use like ADR or maybe a better camera. And they clearly ADR in this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, there's one scene where Harry's like he's done taking his pills or whatever, and then he's leaning over the sink, and you can see his mouth is being covered by his shoulder, and like the rest of the audio in that is echoey because when you film in like a generally empty room, you're gonna get echoes and stuff like that. But the one time it's not echoey is when Harry's going like, "Yeah, I'm a piece of shit too," and it's clear as fucking day.
Is that the scene where he's back and Peter's like confronting him, like, "Where the fuck have you been?"
Yes, yeah.
That scene.
It's when he's like on the couch, like.
So that scene was pretty funny. I think I wrote like, where did I write there? I just wrote, "What's up with Harry's jawline?" So I wrote, "The comedy shouldn't stop the fighting." In the opening action scene, Spider-Man and Shocker are just standing there making jokes at each other.
Is keeping in Spider-Man.
No, it's not. Spider-Man makes the jokes while he's fighting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's also true.
He makes the jokes while he's fighting because he is doing his fucking job. The whole reason no one liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is because he fucking left the fight to put on a hat.
Yeah.
Like, he's joking around.
Yeah. But what my problem with that scene was primarily is, number one, Spider-Man using the henchmen as like dummies, like, all right, shoot these guys instead of me. Like, he would never do that. And then also Shocker's only action movement is standing on top of a car and going like this occasionally, and then nothing really.
It was pretty cool. You know what else was cool in that scene? I don't know if you noticed it, but you know the guy who tried to stab him with a knife?
Yeah.
He does the cool knife trick. Yeah. I read that. I was like, cool knife trick.
Cool knife
and then of course there's the obligatory cool horn moment where Spider-Man does this thing and the trumpets and the brass section go nuts in the fucking song. B-roll coloring doesn't match movie coloring. Every time they had B-roll, I was like, okay, that's obviously B-roll.
Did you also notice whenever they showed the city shots and stuff, either they didn't render it correctly or they slowed it down? Because if you notice on the bridge, the cars are really jaggy.
Dude,
so that was either a rendering issue or
it was probably a rendering issue, to be honest.
Yeah, or it's a slowdown issue. And it's not only that scene, it's like other B-roll shots as well.
Dude, this shit's so stupid. He arrives late to the movies with his friends.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker takes out a watch from his pocket.
Yeah.
Looks and then puts it in, and I'm thinking, wear the watch, motherfucker. Why aren't you wearing it? Yeah. And like a pocket watch, it's literally a wristwatch that he took out of his pocket.
And it's not like this is taking place in like the 1950s. It's modern time.
It's 2023
because Toyota.
Yeah. Let's see. Turtlenecks are cool. Both Peter and Harry were wearing turtlenecks.
I don't know. I thought the costumes for the characters themselves were pretty good.
I don't remember why it said.
But
yeah. So Harry and Mary Jane are clearly talking to Peter, and then for no reason he just looks at Gwen, and all the audio cuts out, and he's just staring at her.
Yeah.
And I was like, completely ignore your friends, Peter. That's fine.
So you can have that scene, and in Sam Raimi films, they have that kind of scene as well. You do it quickly, however. With a lot of these shots and sequences,
it takes so long.
It lingers.
Yeah, it lasts way too long.
And I don't know if it was because the filmmakers were like, well, we promised a feature-length film. We have to make this 2 hours. Let's drag out some shots. Or what? Because, the backers wanted a whole 2 hours. So they're like, motherfucker, you're getting the 2 hours. So it just makes a lot of things awkward. And it's not just like that scene alone. It's a lot of other scenes.
It happens a lot in the movie.
Yeah. It's a lot of awkward, like, silences.
Speaking of awkward, not awkward. This one had me rolling. Boss Baby.
I saw the posters for Fast X and Boss Baby.
I saw the Boss Baby poster and I was dying. I had to pause the movie. It was so stupid. I'm like, what is Boss Baby doing in this
You know
movie?
Exactly what he's doing. Right?
Marrying Gwen, she doesn't like you, Peter. Because in that whole scene, she is very upset that you left. You didn't show up on time.
Mm-hmm.
And that you do this a lot.
Again, if that scene existed later on in the movie and beforehand we saw a more positive interaction and stuff like that, then it would have been like, oh, okay. But because this is our first really introduction to their relationship, we're like, well, why the fuck would she marry you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And with the actors, they're obviously very young. And I'm like, to me, they look like a bunch of high schoolers
I'm like,
trying to
damn,
play
you need to
college
catch
kids.
up, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
I'm like, Peter, you can't even afford rent. What the fuck are you doing with that ring?
Apparently Harry bought it for him.
Oh,
That makes
right,
sense.
right, right. I do remember.
Peter is so awkward, ooh, because he's like stuttering and doesn't know
For
how to
them
like talk to
complaining,
Gwen.
yeah, for them, and in the obvious way too. Whereas, as much as I bitch about it with Tom Holland, like at least he makes it feel
He
natural.
is actually fucking
Whereas
awkward
this one, he's like, hello, like that kind of thing, and it's just like, what are we in a high school play? What the fuck is this? Um,
and in that scene where so
but it's just
eventually
ironic. Sorry, let me
no
just
yeah,
finish
yeah.
this point. It's just ironic because the film director and actor and stuff have gone on saying, I hate the MCU interpretation. He's such a whiny wimp and stuff. And literally, they're having him do the same
Dude,
thing.
he's such a
Like, yeah,
fucking pussy in this. The voiceovers in Sam Raimi movies work because they last like a minute. Stop with
yeah.
the voiceovers like this is Spider-Man Blue.
Well,
Like
I think they were trying
they
to
were
do that,
trying. I think
but it
that's what
wasn't
inspired
consistent.
me
It was
because
never
it
consistent.
was
Like
throughout the
sometimes,
entire 15 fucking minute
well,
opener.
no, because sometimes it would be like long stretches of time where we don't have it, and then next time it's like it happens like literally 5 minutes after one another.
Because
It's like there's no
yeah,
consistency.
um, Gwen wig. I felt like her hair was a wig, but then in another shot it wasn't. Like it didn't look like a wig. So
Yeah,
I
I could forget. It is a fan film. The actors
he
probably are not willing to dye their hair or
he hears sirens, so he stops his proposal. Like, dude, you dumb as hell. Like you don't even like like
yeah,
he stops his proposal, but then doesn't rush to go after the
right,
sirens.
yeah.
He's just like, oh man,
If they were to cut that a little quicker instead of lingering on too long, then it could be like, oh, now he's going to get it, but it lingers for a long. Like
or like do a
he
shot where he's
puts
putting
a
on the
thing in his
fucking suit,
pocket, and then she
bro.
goes, kisses him, hugs him, tells him like there's a lot in between that scene. Whereas like if you wanted to convey the urgency, you'd be like, oh, it can wait later. I really have to go. I forgot to pick up eggs for Aunt May or
Yeah,
some bullshit like that, and then he can exit the scene naturally. Whereas like while God forbid, so my baby, oh
yeah.
no, or like my baby's in a burning building, and he's just like, well, I gotta get my dick wet a little bit, and like,
It's a goofy movie. At the beginning, I just thought this was really goofy.
yeah,
What's up? Yeah, it's 80 degrees. It's pretty hot down here. Yeah, definitely. Um, so I said,
thank you.
I said, what the fuck is this stupid James Bond opener? I thought it was
With the
good.
opening crawl,
The opening stuff where it's
yeah,
like it's got this like
I thought the art was very good.
art was good. I thought the music was once again fucking pretentious.
Yeah,
Um, and then we talked about it already, but wait, the title crawl was supposed to be what happened. What the fuck?
mm-hmm.
But then they go on to show us what happens in life. It's so
there's
stupid.
no point.
Yeah. So this movie. So this is before this is me in the moment watching the movie. This is when MJ and Peter are at Gwen's grave,
Oh my
and
god,
Peter starts fucking going off on Gwen.
so
And I said, so this movie is just Mary Jane and Peter getting together. Because if it's going to truly be, if it's trying to use Spider-Man Blue as kind of a crutch, Peter falls in love with MJ in Spider-Man Blue.
it doesn't. You never see them embrace or anything like that. But obviously, it's heavily implied at the very end, which they even include that scene in the movie where
Yeah.
he's like, "Tell Gwen I said hi" or whatever. Like that's the very end of Spider-Man Blue. But more so, I think they were trying to adapt in the Death of Gwen Stacy um, era is when after Gwen dies, Mary Jane does kind of go like, "Hey, Peter, maybe we should go out, get distracted a little bit." And then, but differences they're inside his apartment. He's like, "I don't want to go anywhere, MJ. Like, if you truly like cared about us, instead of going partying and like, you'll kind of rein it in here instead of trying to forget everything." And it's very symbolic where like Mary Jane goes to open the door and leave, closes the door and stays with Peter, solidifying she's out of her party girl phase, because before that in the comics she's like, "Woo, I'm no one's girl. I'm just dating around," and stuff like that, like kind of like a hippie gypsy, like 1950s type of femme fatale. But then, like in that moment, she closes the door and she's like, "This is where I have to grow up, and this person can help me grow up." Whereas in this one,
dude, I wrote another thing.
Yeah.
Because like also Harry gets really mad at Mary Jane and yells at her, and I said men don't
yells at Mary Jane.
I said men don't like MJ. I don't blame
Except
them
for
with
Flash
those.
Thompson.
Yeah, I will also get to that.
Yeah.
But before we get to that comment, so yeah, I didn't really like that scene because he's like a dick.
He's like a child.
He's super dickish instead of being mature about it and being like, "Hey, I don't want to do that." He's like, "I don't want to do that." Shut up!
What is this letter?
But also like
it.
MJ also being like, "Let's go party."
Yeah,
and then proceeds to go to the party again. It's so dumb.
I feel like if you're telling this story of Gwen Stacy's death, you can't start with the death because then there's no connection. If the first, let's say, 20 minutes, half an hour of this movie was showing that MJ's the party girl, Gwen's the more quiet and reserved girl kind of thing, then we can understand that character arc. But again, I think these filmmakers are assuming they read the issues that I read. I've read those issues, so I know. But your movie doesn't show that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wrote, to go off of that, no one wants to hang out with me anymore. Like,
maybe it's because you yell at all your friends.
No, this is MJ.
Oh, yeah.
MJ literally said, "No one wants to hang out with me anymore." MJ, or no, read the room.
She says no one wants to date me anymore. I think.
No. She said no one wants to hang out with me anymore. Okay. She like says it like no one wants to be your friend.
Another Spider-Man movie with the MJ assassination. That's fantastic.
Oh my god! And then I said, "What is his argument? Why is Peter such a dick?" So. Then we go into the scene where Peter goes back to his apartment and Harry returns. Mm-hmm. When Gwen dies and Harry Osborn also, or not Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn also dies, mm-hmm. Harry disappears.
Which they never established if they found him in the Green Goblin suit, which drove me fucking insane because the way they showed it, both in the movie and in the comic panel, he gets stabbed by his glider, literally just like the first Spider-Man movie. And then he's just hanging there and Spider-Man leaves. So did the officers find Harry Osborn in the Green Goblin outfit and just were like, hush hush, let's keep this hush hush? Or do people know that he said, like,
how did he die? How did he die?
Right.
Because I agree, they don't show how he died.
Yeah. Does Harry know was waiting that his father is a supervillain? Because that would be some drama.
I mean, it doesn't look like it because he doesn't hate Spider-Man.
Yeah, he just says, my father. He doesn't say, my father was a loony Halloween.
My father was murdered. My father was murdered by Spider-Man like James Franco does.
Or at least... I think of that one, they covered it up or something. I don't remember exactly. But
so in that argument, so they're arguing, Peter and Harry, because Peter's like, "Where have you been? You haven't fucking paid rent." Like, what? Yeah,
he's like, "You haven't paid rent. I had to pay rent." And then Harry is like, "Peter, my father just died. Your girlfriend died. That's very sad. My dad just died. I didn't get along with him. He was still my dad."
My dad hated me.
Hey, Peter, maybe let off a little bit.
Yeah, let off the gas a little bit.
Listen, if Peter just wants to argue, hey, stop doing the drugs, that's fine. But Peter's like,
where have you been, man? Dude, why don't you be nice to me? My girlfriend died.
Yeah, my girlfriend died that I knew in college.
And then I was like, and then at the end of their argument, Harry's about to leave, and they both just do like the anime sighs.
Yeah.
They're just like,
Oni-chan.
And I was like, shut up. And I said, what's up with Harry's jawline? Because the dude's got a fucking jaw, dude.
Yeah. Oh, and in that scene, so it's Harry. It's one shot. He's turned around like that, like I was mentioning before, but then he turns around and you can see his full lips and face and stuff. Then it cuts directly after that, and there's an audio clip. Like he's in the middle of a sentence, and there's an audio clip where like one audio track ended and another began, and it's like very abrupt.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Yeah. I was too busy being in a comatose state.
Because I was literally texting him and I was like, you better be watching this motherfucker. Yeah. I am not torturing myself any further if you're not even willing to put
black and white dream sequence.
Yeah, that was pretentious.
That was also pretentious. Because
Because
guess what they did? They made it black and white except for the
Yeah,
red.
yeah. Which, listen, if that's the isolated scene with that, fine. But there's other black and white sequences too. So, like the black and white sequences, if it was reserved for just the dreams, fine. But it's also reserved for the past. It's also reserved for montage moments. Like, if you're gonna change the color so drastically in your movie, you want it to like mean something. But for this, it's like, oh, this isn't happening right now, or this isn't real, so it's in black and white. That's why. Like, there has to be a reasoning to it besides just style.
Yeah. I then wrote, "This is trying to make me cry." It's the scene where Peter's
Yes.
watching both the montage clips.
Mm-hmm.
So the next is
Characters we don't know
and don't care about.
Yeah.
And then next is Harry walking throughout Times Square, and I wrote, "I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from the Times Square scenes. It's very clear."
I thought that one was pretty good. The way they shot it, at least, I thought that one was
No,
alright.
I was only saying that because it's very clear that they're doing this in the middle of actual like rush hour.
Yeah.
And people are just trying to take their touristy photos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they see these two pretentious dickheads
Yeah.
making a film that no one knows.
Yeah.
And then there's another scene on the bridge where Harry's looking out into the cars, right? And you can see a dude walking in the background, and he turns on and he's like,
"What the fuck?" Yeah, I noticed that too.
It's like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, and then of course the rain shows up, and the rain is so
it looks bad.
The rain is awful.
Yeah.
So next is the party scene. Unlike MJ in the Spider-Man Blue comic, who tries to evolve and be better, the MJ in this comic, in this movie, says, "I'm gonna go to the party.
I'm gonna smoke." It was so funny.
And she has like the worst eyeliner, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't care if I'm not a woman, bro. I know good eyeliner when I see it, and it's not that. It don't match anything you're wearing.
Well, it's also very funny because clearly these kids are very young and stuff, and I'm sure they've had party experiences, but from a former smoker myself, the way she was holding the cigarette, I'm like, you've clearly never
Never smoked a cigarette.
And what the fuck was that like? So when you're doing a lighter, like when you're flicking on a lighter, you're supposed to flick at it like hard, and then once it stays, you hold it down.
Because
he was just like,
yes, because they're trying to show that it's not working.
Right. Yeah, but like she's not. She's doing that on purpose.
Yes.
And then she's just holding it the entire time through like the flash and
put it down.
I'm like, just put it down. Just throw it away.
You're not going to smoke it.
It's very distracting.
Speaking of Flash Thompson, he sees Gwen outside, and he's like,
"You mean Mary Jane?"
He sees Mary Jane outside, and Flash Thompson's like, "I didn't mean to bother you." Proceeds to keep walking closer to Mary Jane. And I was like, dude, make up your mind, you weird little pervert. And I said, dude, Flash, God, no one cares about your backstory. He starts like trauma dumping on MJ to be like, you gotta trust in Peter.
Because like
here's what he did for me.
And
I was like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't fucking care.
I'd rather see it.
You're not a major player.
I'd rather see it.
Yeah.
And then Flash says and then I wrote, Flash wants to pipe, because he's like got like a fuckboy face, and he's flirting throughout the whole time. And then he says, Peter and MJ are close. Like, he's like, you and Peter are close. And I was like, no, they're not.
There's a lot of those, like the generic, like, movie lines, like, I heard you and Peter are close. Or like, what's another generic one? Like,
so many that he doesn't even remember.
there was a lot. I wish I had written them down. It was the when he's with the kid, it's like, why me? I'm like, God, if I hear why me one more fucking time in a movie.
So yeah, that scene was just really dumb, because it was just like, here's Flash Thompson.
Like, here's a cameo. Hello.
No, the whole point was like, the whole point of that scene was because MJ wasn't gonna fucking leave.
No.
You know why she left? Because then Flash Thompson said, "Hey, where's Harry? Harry's back in town," and then she runs away.
Yeah.
She would have stayed there. That was the whole purpose of the scene, was so that Flash can tell MJ, like, oh, Harry's back.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was, and that whole 20-minute scene was nothing.
Also, MJ's acting is not very good.
No, she's really bad. I wrote, "What the fuck is this?" Like, pretty much. I kept saying, "What is this movie trying to tell me? I do not understand what you're trying to tell me."
It's
There's
just
no
like
problem. There's nothing.
Sometimes me sad.
Yeah. Oh, Spider-Man's bad. I wrote a comment that maybe helped me out figuring out what the theme is.
Okay.
And the comment wrote, "I really like this movie because, it's never been done. The real villain in this movie was Peter Parker himself." And I proceeded to shove my own fist at my ass.
And be like, "Oh, please, like my comment." Oh. No, but we skipped through that Green Goblin fight scene.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, did we really skip over it? It's retreading what the opening sequence does.
Yeah.
And like it's fine. I thought it was all right. I think
the mouth movement is just weird.
It's really stupid, the costume design for a Green Goblin. I think that's the worst costume design.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they didn't have the opening sequence, I thought it would have been fine.
Yeah, or just not have him in the movie. You've already shown the opening sequence with the Green Goblin, so why even show him?
I mean, it would have saved us like half an hour.
It would have saved them budget because they wouldn't have to pay for a Green Goblin.
Yeah, but it's so cool.
But it's really
we were able to make Spider-Man's
costume
rip.
You know what that suit reminds me of?
What?
Is when the Green Goblin in the very first Spider-Man movie, when he's pretending to be an old woman.
Oh yeah.
Like with a cloth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It just reminded me of that.
I also thought it was really funny that he was putting on like a Heath Ledger voice on top of Willem Dafoe voice.
Yeah. Well, what I also noticed is in that dream sequence, they quote Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven.
Did they?
Yeah, they're like, "Hence forever, nevermore." I'm like, why are you quoting The Raven?
They're pretentious. That's why.
Yeah, I'm like,
this dude's so pretentious.
This have to do besides? Well, I guess you could tie it into because Gwen died and he's mourning over her death. Same with Lenora in the poem, but there's no Raven in this. If you say it's the Green Goblin's irrelevant. The whole point of the Raven poem is this Raven keeps bothering Peter, but there's no one thing that's bothering Peter besides himself. So the metaphor or whatever they're trying to do doesn't make any sense.
It's the trauma. The trauma, man.
The trauma's the Raven.
Dude, you fucking idiot. God, you stupid, unpretentious.
I also went to film school.
Yeah. So then he breaks into the terminally ill kid's house. The mom is reading this kid a bedtime story.
What if he opened the wrong window and he just started talking to this kid, and he also was a Spider-Man fan, but maybe not to
it was
the poster
wrong,
stuff. It was the wrong kid
house.
The entire time, so this kid's just dies,
so
not being his hero.
He's like, good. Spider-Man says, "Good luck with the cancer," and the kid's like, "What cancer?"
What are you talking about, man? You're gonna be all right, James. You're gonna be all right.
My name's John.
What are you talking about? Well, because you're deceased. Oh, that's Tim next door. And it's already 10 p.m., so the kid's probably already asleep or something like that.
I want to do breaking news with you.
Okay.
Finally, officially conformed to being a margarita.
What are you reading? Wait, come here. We're going to pause.
Come
on.
Talk about
this. Talk about this.
I haven't started anything
yet. Come over here. Come to the camera.
God.
I haven't started anything yet.
Bend down, bro, so we can see your face. Come on, be a real streamer, dude.
But I just got spoiled for Boruto.
Oh, did you do the time skip stuff?
Time skip stuff?
Yeah, and
doesn't it look cool? Okay, real quick. Does it not look cool? Does it not look cool?
I mean, she looks like a Valorant streamer, but it's fine.
Dude, I'm a big fan of heels, to be honest.
Dude, the reason I think it's so funny because she's training with her dad.
Yeah.
So for her to just wear this very revealing outfit when her dad's right
there.
What?
With Boruto too. Don't forget.
Dude,
pretty cool.
Dude, Burrito looks sick, bro.
Yeah.
I liked his belt. He looked like Jotaro.
The next Kokage is, and I don't know what the fuck happened.
Oh, I don't know. Can you say it?
Shikamaru.
Oh, that makes sense. Come on, is that really a spoiler? He was a right-hand man.
I haven't
Why the
caught up with
fuck
I mean,
do
you
you
don't
see
give
the
a shit
evil
because I don't
Kage
care,
is the
yeah.
question, motherfucker.
Why? Oh yeah, you don't know.
why.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
So I am going
You
to
don't
need you to
fucking
send
know.
you whatever you use to read manga.
Because you just want to catch up on Burrito.
Yeah,
I can
because
tell you right
can't,
now.
I can't
I know
stand
all
it.
of it. I know what happened.
I know. Well, I need.
I can
the
just tell
link.
you if you don't
No,
care. If
I
you wanna
need
read.
the link. I want to read it myself.
Okay.
I don't
They're
need
long
to-
chapters. They're not short. They're like 60 pages each. They actually write like a lot.
I just want you guys.
All right, cool. So that means I'm gonna give him this, and I'm gonna give him my like
One
Shonen
Piece is
Jump.
next. I'm telling you, One Piece is next.
Okay.
You're gonna go down the pipeline.
So,
Yeah,
and he's gonna start reading Chainsaw. He's gonna catch up
Yeah.
on Jujitsu. Bro's gonna go down a rabbit hole he doesn't want to come out of, bro.
Yeah, his showers are gonna be Axe body spray from the next 2
Yeah,
weeks.
he's gonna be in the shower reading. That's what I was doing when I was reading Berserk. I was like, I'm so invested. I was reading it in the shower.
I've done that a couple times.
All right, so yeah, he breaks into this kid's house,
Mhm.
and I found that scene so goofy because like the mom, guys, I caught up to One Piece. Gear 5 was cool. Gear 5 is
Gear 5
dope.
is dope.
Gear 5 is fucking dope.
Awesome.
And so he breaks into this kid's house, and I'm also starting to get like secondhand embarrassment again because like this little fucking kid and this act like I can understand. I can be like, all right, this movie's fine. You know, these kids are just making a movie.
Mhm.
But then you add like an actual adult and then an actual child into the mix, and it's like
It feels very awkward.
it's so weird. Like,
There's one scene where so they're talking, all talking about his Spider-Man experience. He's holding like the video game controller or whatever, and then the kid goes, "Hey, what happened to that girl?" And then like the way it's shot is something out of like The Boys or something.
Yeah.
where he just like slowly turns to him, like he's clearly visibly shaking. I thought for sure he was gonna pop that in the fucking face because the way it was shot is like how Homelander would just be like shaking in fury, like, "What did you say?" Like,
Dude,
I thought he was gonna.
I
pop it.
couldn't get through the scene, bro.
Yeah,
I had to like walk away.
yeah.
I was like, I couldn't watch it because
It
him
goes
talking
on
to a
for
little kid,
way
dude,
too
it's
long.
like 30
So, like,
minutes.
okay, so here's how you break down Spider-Man Lotus. The first hour is just the first 15 minutes over and over. Oh my god, Gwen said, "Oh my god, I'm so sad." And the next one is just Peter trauma dumping on a child.
Yeah, he's like, because he's obviously very shaken by the Gwen Stacy stuff.
Yeah.
And this kid's like, "No, you're amazing. You're the amazing Spider-Man."
Yeah.
And Peter's like, "No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
not amazing.
I'm fucking terrible. You know what I did? You know what I fucking did? Like he sounded like he was like he was like
Why not Captain America or Thor?
no. He sounded like a deadbeat actor who's no longer famous.
Yeah.
He was like, you know why I fucking became Spider-Man? For the money,
Yeah.
the exploitation. I
Oh my
wanted to
God,
make
during that
fat
flashback
stacks.
sequence, I've seen the stock footage that they use for like the money thrown on the ground on like video essays and stuff.
That's so funny.
And the crowd too. I've seen that exact same.
That's too funny. So,
which again, it's fan film, whatever. Like,
I was like,
yeah.
so this is where I was like, dude, I don't get this movie. Why are you retelling me the origins of Spider-Man, but then also expecting me to know things about Spider-Man?
Oh, right, yes.
Like, you can't have it both ways.
You can't have it where it's just aimed toward the comic book audience and at a general audience. It just, the two don't mesh up. That's
you got to choose
probably
one
why
or the other.
You're complaining so much about the MCU stuff because you're like, oh, this is too mainstream. It's nothing like the comic books. Yeah, because if you lean too much in the comic books, like this one's trying to do and failing, that people are just like, wait, what? Because this whole kid plotline is also based on another
the kid who
issue.
collects
The
comics.
Yeah, the kid who collects comics.
Kid who collects Spider-Man comics.
Yeah, something like that. And it's just like, okay, you're adapting these things. I know what you're adapting. It's like, you know what? It's like the people who like this and say, oh, it's so comic book accurate. It's the same people that are like, I love Batman versus Superman because Batman wore the armor in Dark Knight Returns, and that's all I care about. It's like those people, you know what I mean? It's like, as long as the thing on the page goes on the screen, I applaud.
No, this movie, like, I'm being so genuine, and this is not me getting behind, like, the controversy wokeness. This movie is for people that said Captain Marvel sucks because it's a woman. Like I'm telling you right now, people who like this movie are the same people who are like, yeah, Captain Marvel sucks because it's just like it's
because
a woman.
it's the woman in the fridge stereotype where you do a death of a female character in order to have character development for a male lead.
Yeah.
And like both Mary Jane and Gwen are very much like that
Oh yeah.
because they're just
especially MJ.
They're not there for themselves. They don't have any characteristics for themselves. They're just there to serve as some motivation for the male counterpart. I mean, look at the MJ and Harry plot. Like that's specifically that. It's like I have to go out of my way to go to Harry, and you can say, oh, it's because of their friends and stuff like that. It's like, what about how MJ is feeling about this? We don't have a scene where how MJ is taking it. Literally, when we can have this scene on the balcony, it's just all about Flash Thompson.
Yeah, and how Peter saved his life or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I said like men don't like MJ. I don't blame them for her eyeliner. And then edgy Harry, because Harry's like, I want to end my life, pretty much.
He's at a graveyard. It's raining.
So these are my last two notes. Dude, this movie is pretentious, which it is. It's very pretentious, which is why, like, when you said it, what do you mean it's pretentious? I'm like, dude, it is trying to talk down to you so much.
Yes.
It's like
you should be feeling sad right now.
Like, oh, I know Spider-Man more than you. Look at how good
even with the most uncharacteristic part is when he's like, I'll get the fuck out of here, kid. And then the mom is like, hey, man, my kid's about to die. What's going on out there? And he's like, he doesn't need it. He doesn't need me. I'm not worth it. And she's like, I don't give a fuck what are you going through right now. My kid's about to die. Get the fuck back in there.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Like, he's being selfish.
He's not being Peter.
And
Peter
Parker,
as Spider-Man would be.
Peter as a character is very selfish. That is true. But he wouldn't leave a fucking cancer patient. He just fucking wouldn't.
No matter what he's going through, he would have put on a face to be Spider-Man. And then in turn, he would have realized, like, this is who I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. That's what I think they're trying to do with this scene.
We're trying to say, like, yeah, he's at such a dark point that he'll even turn away from a kid with cancer. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't translate.
It doesn't make sense because you're once again asking me to reach deep into my brain about who Peter Parker is, who Spider-Man is, the character.
You tell me your version of Peter Parker. It's not my job as an audience member to project, all right, I'm going to choose this Peter Parker to project onto. You have to establish a Peter Parker. But they don't really do that. I mean, they do in the sense that he's an asshole, but that's all I know about him.
If we want to talk about like a dark Peter Parker comparison, they try to do that in No Way Home, where Peter's like, I'm gonna fucking kill Green Goblin. Yeah. And it takes the power of two Peters to tell him, like, yo, like, chill. But the thing is, we relate to this character because throughout the other movies, he's never experienced real hardship. Mm-hmm. So for him to finally be experiencing hardship, it's like, oh, shit. I can feel for him. I understand him. Mm-hmm. Whereas here, I don't know who this fucking Peter is.
I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is. I don't care about him. I think he's an asshole.
I really did too. It was just very funny. When he's like, how come you didn't draw like the kid draws Spider-Man, but he just draws his face on Spider-Man? And he's like, why is that? He's like, oh, I didn't know what you looked like. And then I wanted him to be like, because this is in keeping with Peter Parker's character, to bend down and go, I wear a fucking mask, right?
Dude, and then bring him to end all my
because it's supposed to play on like, oh, anyone could be under the mask, except apparently if you're black. Yeah. According to these people. And like at the premiere, there was a Miles cosplayer that I don't know. This is my conspiracy theory, Cap. They probably hired someone to do that. I don't know, because I don't know if black people are aware of the Spider-Man LOTUS stuff, that they would want to interact with these people. But again, that's not my call. But he's like, wait a minute, Miles, you're black. And it just plays to like Spider-Man 2099.
That's so funny. And then to end my notes, I wrote, bro showed his face to a dying kid because he knew the kid would die before he could tell.
Yeah.
That shit's so fucking
well, it's also very funny because like, if the kid didn't know him, which he wouldn't, it's not like, wow, famous photographer Peter Parker. Like, name me one newspaper photographer? Name me one news article photographer that you're like your top 5,
dude. You got me beat.
like, and a 10-year-old knows that. Come on now, but like, because if he just unrevealed the mask, you just like, oh, you're a white guy from Queens. That's pretty cool. Which they did in No Way Home with Electro. They're like, oh, I thought you were black, and he's like, sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, those are all my thoughts on the movie.
Yeah,
it ends kind of like a wet blanket. They all become friends again, and Peter becomes.
There's a cool CGI sequence with him.
Yeah, swinging, which is pretty good. But
yeah,
and then there's like a little thing where it's like, "Where's Peter? Oh, he's always late." And then Flash Thompson's now part of the group.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, oh, typical Peter."
I guess he'll never learn his lesson, and I guess he didn't. Like, what is it? Why? What is it?
JJ, this movie, I just think ultimately, like the other day, this movie was a capital B boring. It was so boring. If it was like funny bad, I would have enjoyed it. But it was boring. I feel like even if we watched it together, we would have both been like, dude.
Yeah.
I would have cried.
I would have. Well, no, I would have watched it with you, and then we could have just cracked jokes and stuff, and it wouldn't be as boring. But I sent this to Peter.
In the middle of the movie,
Peter says on page 3, and I'm only an hour. Oh yeah. I'm only an hour and 45 minutes in, and then I sent him this.
Oh, we never talked about Scott Pilgrim.
Ah, shit. Well, we could talk about it like a little bit. There's not much to go off of, but yeah.
In a second, we'll talk about it. But,
yeah.
Here is what JJ sent me.
I made a cardboard bow staff while watching the movie.
I was like,
those gloves aren't mine. They're for my girlfriend. Don't fucking.
What's wrong with the gloves?
They're for my girlfriend. They're like workout.
I feel like that's the problem. I mean, look at this fucking.
Listen, it was the only mouse pad, anime mouse pad without like titties. So
what the fuck is this mouse pad?
I know.
Oh no, that's Devil's a part-timer.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of shonen stuff on there.
Oh, it's all
but behind that, the green thing is Zaku.
Is that Lelouch back there?
I think so.
Wow,
it's a lot of people.
So cool, man. You're so fun.
I also got a little Rorschach bobblehead. Little Alan Moore would be so happy about that.
No,
everyone cares.
Oh yeah, here's what my brother was talking about.
Yeah, she looks like a fucking.
I actually think these look good.
That down there doesn't make a lot of sense for me.
What, the boots?
The whatever that is. Like the high heels, number 1, because how the fuck you can run in that, and 2, like the little baggy, like either wear pants or
don't. Your mouse pad, Peter. I'll show that next stream because I don't want to go upstairs. But no, dude, this person's giving me 2 fucking mouse pads. No. He's giving me 1, and then my other friend gave me another mouse pad that are very clearly like booby.
Yeah,
mouse pads. They're really funny. I'll show it next stream.
Okay,
100%.
You're not gonna remember it neither, am I? But
nope, and that's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, don't expose our messages.
So real quick to end the stream on something actually good. Scott Pilgrim takes off.
Yeah, the new
awesome. I'm shocked though that they
have the whole cast.
They have
practically
everyone back for this.
That's
movie.
Awesome. That's so sick.
I don't know how I feel about that. I like it as like a fan of the original, The only way I can see where you're coming from, where it could go wrong, is because a lot of these are actors. They're not voice actors.
They're not voice actors, exactly.
Like I would have much rather preferred like getting a whole cast. Of voice actors.
I don't agree with that because even if they do suck, it's like holy shit, it's still the main cast. That's awesome.
I don't know
because shockingly enough, none of these people have been canceled. It's kind of crazy.
I've heard that he's an asshole.
Yeah, but asshole on set, you can't.
These two did not like each other on the set of this movie.
She plays his sister.
He plays the.
No, she plays the
girl at the coffee.
Steven's girl, or
Anna Kendrick plays. Michael Cera's character, brother.
I'm surprised they got Chris Evans. God damn.
He's not doing anything anymore, bro. He's done. He doesn't need to make movies.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt replaced Brie Larson. I can get down to that. I love to hear.
No.
I'd love to hear Chris Pratt sing his version of Black Sheep.
No. Because Brie Larson. whatever you want to say about her and stuff, like she, the
Dude, she
oh
fucking,
no, hello again, like that song fucking slaps.
she fucking killed it
Yeah.
in this role, bro. I think they all did really good.
They all,
I
yeah.
think I really.
And what's going to be very interesting is this is gonna. So basically, the Scott Pilgrim movie came out during the comics publication. That's why there's so many differences and stuff. However, they're still generally similar, except toward the end. But I think this is going to be like trying to be an adaptation of the graphic novels. That's
I
going
think
to
it's
be
gonna be
interesting
direct.
to see.
Yeah, direct.
Because I
compared to-
like the movies, like storyline better than the comic books. The comic books are still really good, and I
You
still
did?
like them.
I didn't really. I like the comic more.
I like the comics like backstory for stuff like Kimberly's backstory and stuff like that. Like that's very good. But as far as like structure wise and stuff, I like the movie. It's very much more fast paced and stuff. Whereas like Scott Pilgrim, the comic, toward the middle / endish point, it starts to slog a little bit. But yeah, it's so funny now, like because we were like, I can already see the takes. Like I hate this because Scott's an asshole, and it's like, yes,
That's
that's
the fucking point. He's a terrible person.
Yeah,
he's
he's
literally
really
dating two
bad.
people at once. He's very selfish.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of his character arc
Mhm.
is that he learns to have self-respect
Yeah.
and self-love
It's
and treats
Ken.
people.
He's
properly.
literally Ken from Barbie
Yo,
at the end.
dude, replace Michael Cera with Ryan Gosling, and I will instantly watch this movie.
I'm just Scott. I like playing video games.
And I also like playing with women's hearts.
I'm kind of grooming.
Dude, we
them
can't sing.
later.
It's okay. What?
Well, he does.
Yeah,
Nice
he
guy.
does.
He's literally 17.
So,
Or she's 17.
yeah,
like,
and he's 20.
The reason why, don't like go after the author for that because they explicitly say in the movie and in the comic, like, hey, Scott, that's kind of messed up that you're doing that. Like, people, like, everyone around him is like, maybe don't do that.
That's
And he's
wrong.
like, I'm 23. It's fine. And it's like, okay.
And the worst part is he plays with their fucking heart, dude.
Oh, dude.
Plays with their heart
Plays
so
with
bad.
so
So
bad.
yeah, I think that was a good
So
stream.
Spider-Man LOTUS is probably the best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I think I would. I think it makes
Cried
across
every
the
single time they wanted
across
me
the
to cry.
Spider Verse is garbage.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
actually ass. What did they use
Yeah.
all that money for?
Yeah.
I don't
I
fucking know.
Oh,
Not a good movie.
Update on Ninja Turtles, 100 million, so it did pass its production budget at least, and as a global brand, it made $1 billion. So yay, Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, but it took too long.
Shut up.
It took. You think that's
Listen, but
you
because-
think
it's just
that's
because of
bad?
Oppenheimer.
You think that's not an actual bad thing to think about? That's extremely important to
No, because
producers.
Ninja Turtles is going to make money no matter what.
It didn't though. To producers, it did not make
the
it.
movie. The toy franchise
yeah.
will always make money, so therefore
Yes.
they can crank out however many fucking. The movies really don't. It's like anime, right? Like the anime they put production value into, but they really just kind of want you to read the manga. Like that's why anime seasons end after like 2 fucking seasons, and then you're like, oh, fucking read the manga, pussy.
Yeah, it's actually kind of true.
Yeah, yeah. When it's a toy brand like Pokemon, like yeah, the games make them money, but like the merchandise is
Dude, it's
what
kind of
makes
crazy.
it.
It's kind of crazy. Pokemon, no. The games also make a fuck ton of money too.
No, I know, but the main
can't.
thing is the fucking
The toys.
merchandise.
Yes, the merchandise is
And
100%.
the trading cards. Do you know how to play the Pokemon trading card game?
No
I
clue,
still
but
to
you can
this day have
see
no
right.
idea.
You can see right there. Grab that.
Oh,
Grab that.
God.
Grab that box.
Fucking,
You see right here. I fucking buy them.
I know. Yeah, they have you by the balls.
Dude, you have no fucking clue. You have no fucking clue. So, yeah, I don't recommend you watch Spider-Man Lotus. It's
No,
really
we watched
busy.
it for you. So
Yeah. So this month, you'll be seeing me and JJ have some ideas cooking for new ideas for the channel. New kinds of. I don't know how much you got. I was able to find some. I got some stuff worked on.
yeah, I got some. Well,
It's
not
awesome.
worked on, but I have some
Ideas. You got ideas. It's great. That's good. I have an idea to try to make 2 videos at the end of the month for this channel. One, an in review video. I'm hoping to get that done, which is going to be about Bayonetta 3 because I'm finally fucking playing it.
Yeah.
And then of course there's the gaming dip will be at the end of the month, and I think I'm gonna do that from now on. Do end of the month or mid month releases of the gaming dip,
Yeah.
just because a weekly schedule is impossible for me right now. I might stray away from the news portion and do more solely gaming reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if JJ's thinking the same thing. I think that might be a good idea in terms of the comic book
So
stuff.
what I'm at is I'm gonna start a series called Where to Start, where it's just gonna be where to start, whether it's video games, comics. It's mostly gonna focus on comics, but I'm not gonna put anything out this month. Next month I will, because with the new Mortal Kombat game coming out, I'm doing a bunch of research for a Where to Start video on like where do you want to start in Mortal Kombat? What's like,
Yeah.
do you like retro gaming? Do you like the modern stuff only? Like here's where to start and stuff like that. So I'll try to make a Where to Start at least bi-weekly. And then I'm still working on a special project.
Yeah, it better be up by the end of the month, or it's your head, or you're
definitely not
fired.
gonna be by the end of
Or
the month.
you're fired.
I
You're fired.
created this channel.
You're fired.
Hold more
Fired.
authority.
Fired.
You're just a grunt.
Bro, I just have the computer to do the live stream. I just do the thumbnails.
Yeah.
I just do the title and the
Grunt shit. I
description.
just show up and,
And
be
I-
like, hey, what's
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, I'm like,
Also, you look at my
you're
guy,
Hassan and I'm his
My-
fucking. I saw that. Me and my girlfriend watched an episode of The Sopranos the other day. The episode where he's shitting himself, and he talks to a fish to find out that his like best friend is a fucking like a backstabber.
Yeah.
And we were both like, let's fucking watch this show. That's what got us to go and
It's
watch
so
it.
good. I love this Sopranos. I've watched it like 8 times.
I've never seen it, so
It's
it's going to
incredible.
be kind of a trip. So, yeah, we'll have another stream up next week. I don't know what we're going to talk about, so don't fucking ask. We'll figure it out because I really don't know. Just like with Spider-Man and Lotus, like it kind of was just thrown together this week, and we didn't really know what else to talk about. Hopefully something big comes up. If not, oh no, Blue Beetles next week, right?
Yeah, if you want to watch it before Thursday.
Yeah, well, I will try to see. But
We should go together.